is way better than 2014.
So he was just like a steady leader who was willing to give people a chance. Like he gave Scott Frost a longer rope than anybody would have.
Right. And there's
And
reasons
look,
for that, but
that one didn't work out. But I still commend him for having the courage to do it. Right.
I think there's something to say about a boss that is willing to give somebody that's not their guy an opportunity and like the humanistic side of it and letting people have a chance to prove they can do it.
And I think he went and got the right guy to stabilize the football program in Matt Rule.
Feels like it.
Like it's still early days with Matt Rule, but everything around the program feels like it's much more stable and in a much better position to move forward. And that's because Matt Rule believed in Trev Albert's vision.
Said so many times.
He said so himself. So to have this happen now, where nobody was hinting at this before, that he was on the verge of leaving. There was not even a drop in the water. There was no blood in the water.
That's why it hurts so bad, in my opinion, too.
So to have this happen now, this is like bury your head in the sand. Don't come up for air. It is so embarrassing, right? This is pants around your ankles in front of the school assembly. Embarrassing.
Well, it's unprecedented.
It's so bad.
It's unprecedented waters too, right? Because when we think about the turnover at Nebraska, and listen, it has been a revolving door in that chair, in the football chair. It's been a constant. The only thing that's been consistent is inconsistency. There's never been this situation. No president, no athletic director, but the product on the field looks good.
Yeah,
it is one of those things that almost never happens anywhere. And now you have to navigate the waters where you don't know what the direction of the department is, because there is nobody to give you that direction.
Right.
And I hate to make this comparison, but I think it's worth noting. You had a situation 20 minutes from here last week for the last 3 months where there was so much talk about getting your guy and making sure your guy doesn't leave the state of Nebraska, and Greg McDermott. And Creighton was able to do that and keep their guy in-house. You have the same situation with a former football player, somebody whose alma mater it is, and you can't keep that guy. I think that tells you about the different people in power at those two different schools.
Yeah, I think with Trev, I don't know that it's about money necessarily. Because the indication was that the athletic director who left to go to Ohio State was actually making less money than Trev Alberts was. At least that's what I read. I can't vouch for the truth of that, but that's what I read. So I don't know that the money is the motivator. So then you ask, okay, what is it? What's the motivating factor?
Right.
And the only thing that I can point to is that, look, he's probably got inside knowledge on the search for a new university president, right? There's an interim.
It feels like that was the deal breaker for him. So right? Who that was going to be.
There's probably a short list of candidates that have not been made public yet. And this is pure speculation on my part, so take it with a grain of salt. But in looking at those candidates, maybe he saw something he didn't like and said, I don't like the direction for this. This isn't something I want to be a part of.
And on paper, that's the only thing it could be.
Look,
if rumors are to be believed, money was not the issue.
We can't know right now what ultimately the decision came down to. So all we can do is sort of use our peripheral vision and try to see through the trees to figure out what it might be. That's the only thing I can come up with, is that the person that he's going to end up working for, he was not excited about.
Yeah, we'll take your phone calls, 402-951-1620. We'll go to Johnny. Johnny, welcome into the After Hours Lounge.
Hey, guys.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Good. What do you got for us?
Okay, so, just like two comments. Number one is, if Trev was confident in his ability, regardless of, his boss or the boss's situation between the president and the chancellor and all that, he would get a job going forward, whether or not it's at Nebraska or if they brought in a new president or not. he'd be okay. That's number one. Number two is if his previous boss left to Ohio State and, maybe carried Trev for various reasons, which I don't know what they are, and Trev was concerned that the next guy in may not be as comfortable with whatever situation that is, then Trev should bolt now.
Johnny,
that's what I think could happen.
Thanks for the call. Listen, I don't think anybody was carrying Trev Alberts. I think there was a general understanding between Ted Carter, Trev Alberts, and Matt Rule about the direction of the program and the future of the university. Listen, Matt, the stadium renovation idea was not Ted Carter's idea. That was 100% Trev Alberts. Ted Carter just signed off on it. So it's one of those things that if you had this big project in mind, this was going to define your tenure at the University of Nebraska, and it gets taken away, the speculation, that gets taken away from you. That's absolutely not anything that Trev Alberts can control.
Well, I just want to give you a personal anecdote for me. I was working at a company that was sold to a private equity firm, and I didn't like the direction that the company was going.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't particularly care for the new person in charge of my department. I quit that job.
Yeah. People don't leave bad jobs, they leave bad bosses.
Completely freelance after that and focused on my broadcasting career. So
what an idiot.
If nothing had changed at that company, I loved my previous boss.
Yeah.
Still a good friend of mine. If nothing had changed, I would have stayed, right? The thing that changed was the people who I was going to have to report to, and I didn't like the way that they were doing things, so I left. That, to me, is a very common story among American workers. You leave a job, even if you like it, when the people above you do things you don't like.
There's been such pushback on this stadium renovation, too. I have to think the fact that there is nobody there to approve certain things to get done, and the backlash that department is probably hearing on a regular basis, that probably weighted a lot of this decision too. We'll go back to the phones. Jeff weighs in. Jeff, 402-951-1620. Jeff, how are you tonight? Hefe?
Hello?
Jeff, how are you?
Good. Hey, turned on my radio.
Appreciate that. That's a skilled caller. Thanks, Jeff.
Well, it's been a while since I've called. Conspiracy theorist here. Do you think there's something in the woodwork we don't know about, or if that NCAA or the lawsuit about the women's basketball team has anything to do with this?
I would be amazed if there's something we don't know about. I would also be amazed if that lawsuit had nothing to do with it in the same. I don't think it's the end all be all reason that he's leaving. I think the open presidency seat is the biggest reason, and to the point John just made a minute ago, not knowing where that going is, to me, the biggest reason why.
Here's the thing about the lawsuit that I'll say. There's a personal lawsuit against Trev as well.
Yes.
That's not going away because he takes a different job.
Just because he's in a different state does not exonerate him from that lawsuit.
For that to be the reason he's leaving, I don't buy it.
It would make zero sense.
Thanks. I didn't know that. But, yep. So, all right.
No, it was a great question and a way for us to bring that up. So good point, Jeff. Thanks for the phone call. We'll get to your calls in a whole lot more. A little bit of a maintenance update here. Brian Munson is going to join us at 7 o'clock. Gina Mancuso and the people from the Omaha Supernovas are going to join us at 6:30. So we'll get to the Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands. We'll talk to Gina Mancuso. We'll continue to take your phone calls. We'll get more into Trev Alberts through the remainder of this show and a whole lot more. If you missed the opening segment tonight, it was brought to you by Caddyshack Bar and Grill. Stop by at one of the two great locations, 117th and Blonde or 180th in Harrison. They have $1.50 domestic draws and $6 pitchers all night long. Don't forget to retweet the gift of our wings. We will get you into a drawing to win a $25 gift card to Caddyshack Bar and Grill. We'll be right back with Chris Breesy from Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands when we come back on 1620 The Zone. Hey, but it's Jimmy Allen for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Wedding season is right around the corner, and if you want to look the best for your big day, there's no better place to stop than 70th and Dodge. John, Dan, and the guys will get you dressed up for your big day. Make sure you're the most immaculate man in the room. Make sure your experience is special, too. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Get your suit game right. They've been dressing Omaha for over 50 years.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly cloudy and mild this evening with the temperatures around 70. Showers and thunderstorms are likely later tonight. Eventually, lows will drop back into the upper 40s. And then rain off and on Thursday, cloudy, breezy, and chilly, a high in the low 50s. I am Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV News Watch 7.
Are you looking to be part of a winning tradition? The Bellevue University Bruins could be the right fit for you. Whether on the court or on the field, track or course, our student athletes strive and succeed. This year, Bellevue teams and individuals have combined to win 11 conference championships, with 8 teams qualifying for their national tournaments. Plus, nearly 50 student athletes were also named to all conference teams. Find out more about our tradition of excellence at BUBruins.com.
It's Pro Time, Nebraska! The Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, have exploded into the scene with record crowds and a fan experience that is second to none. Witness world-class talent at the CHI Healthcare Center in downtown Omaha. Have fun with family and friends and get to know this team and feel the energy that they are bringing to Nebraska. Don't wait to be a part of history. Secure your single match tickets today at supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Graduation season will be here before you know it, and you can have the 402 barbecue truck come to your party or event you're hosting. Stop by the Brick and Mortar on 84th and Spring and try the food. Then, when you get the craving, come back and book the food truck to be the caterer for your event. Graduations, company outings, community events, they do it all. 402 Barbecue at 3027 South 84th Street. Stop by today and grab lunch.
Fresh air, softball, baseball, basketball, grilling burgers, and the warmth of the sun on your brand new deck. It's the finer things in life that make it enjoyable. Forsman's Finest Decks can come build you a deck, put a cover on it, and give your house that facelift that you and it deserves. Head over to forsmansfinest.com to have your dream experience this summer. Forsman's Finest Decks, building the finest decks in Omaha.
Are you ready to elevate your taste buds? Look no further than Pepper Jacks, your go-to destination for bold flavors and endless choices. Dive into their mouth-watering rice bowls, crisp salads, hearty Phillies, savory burritos, and loaded nachos. What sets them apart? Complete customization. Choose your base, proteins, toppings, and sauces for a personalized culinary adventure. At Pepper Jacks, it's not just a meal, it's an experience. Unleash your cravings and savor the bold tastes at Pepper Jacks today. Life's too short for bland. Spice it up at Pepper Jacks.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with after hours. Thursday is spaghetti night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Pro volleyball season is here in Omaha. Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee have partnered with the Omaha Supernovas. Right now, when you stop by any Omaha area Hy-Vee and pick up 2 12-packs of Coke, you can get a third one free. Plus, if you need to stay hydrated, do it with the all-new Body Armor Zero Sugar. You can get 10 for just $10. Coke and any Hy-Vee, keeping the Omaha Supernovas super.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
6:19 on a Wednesday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. If you're looking to sign up for spring classes, head over to bellevue.edu and register for classes today. In a weird twist of events, one of my really dear good friends, is joining us in studio, and he just happens to be a mentor at Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midland. We're joined by Chris Breesy, and then Emma Stevie from Big Brothers Big Sisters is with us as well. Guys, thank you very much for being here tonight. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Jimmy.
Chris, you've been doing the mentorship at Big Brother. You're big at Big Brothers Big Sisters. You've been doing it for a little over a year. What was the reason behind becoming a big?
Sure. We've worked with Big Brothers Big Sisters at my office for a while now, and I've been wanting to give back to the community around me.
Don't get quiet now.
I've been wanting to give back to the community around me.
There you go.
I'm a big kid at heart, and I just thought it'd be a really good opportunity for me to start volunteering time.
Was there any reason in particular that you thought it may not be a good idea or a good fit that was just not the case?
Oh, yeah. I think, it's pretty natural to go through the insecurities of like, am I good enough? Is this kid even going to want to hang out with me?
Sure.
I was thinking of Role Models, the movie.
Absolutely.
So
how much LARPing do you do in your free?
Zero LARPing.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it. Just, am I going to be good enough, and are we going to click and connect? But it turned out to be super easy.
Obviously, we know the littles get so much out of mentorship. What do you get out of it?
It's super
especially if you're
fun.
not LARPing.
Thanks for that. It's super fun. It's just like hanging out with a buddy, but it's kind of a perspective change because you're dealing with somebody you didn't grow up with, you don't know very well. You get to learn about them, and you kind of learn a few things about yourself along the way because it changes how you interact with this kid.
Emma, you've been with Big Brothers Big Sisters for a while. Can you talk about your role there and how you help mentors kind of get into the program?
Absolutely. So I've actually been a mentor myself for going on 3 years now. And so my role here is to just get the word out. We always need bigs, big brothers, big sisters, and even big couples.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Yeah.
So when we talk about, like, what are some of the things that you look for from either a couple or somebody that's looking to become a mentor? What are some of the qualities that those people should probably possess?
Absolutely. So, we just ask for adults who, are going to be committed, caring adults. You don't need to have any kind of special qualifications or, come in and be, Superman or Superwoman. We just need you to be consistent and show up and, just be there for someone who's young in the community.
So one of the things I think that a lot of people probably have a hang up is like, I have kids of my own already. Like, so what would you say to someone who says like, I've already got a kid at home? Like, how can they get involved?
Absolutely. So, well, for one, they have practice, right?
Yeah,
Already,
right on.
they're already hanging around young people. But, to get involved, go to mentoromaha.org. It's a really easy process. We ask for, your general application, screening, background check, all that good stuff. And then we actually match based on interest. So we try to be really conscious about who we pair you with in terms of the likes and dislikes and things like that.
Chris, for you, what would you say the high point of this experience has been?
I mean, we've had so many fun times hanging out, but I've been included in his sporting events. His mom calls me about what's going on in school and keeps me up to date.
Are we allowed to say his name? Is that a thing? Or
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay,
His
cool.
name's Amari.
Okay, shout out to
Yeah.
Amari. Hopefully you're listening.
Yeah, he's on vacation right now, but
Spring break, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I think one of the biggest things for me was he had some things going on that, his mom was like, hey, I'm not sure how to talk to him about this. Would you be comfortable with it? I just, felt super proud that they thought that I was good enough to be in that moment with him. It was cool.
And that's a lot of the reason, Emma, and I know we talked a little bit off air that you guys are looking for more male mentors because it provides a situation for little brothers that they can relate to somebody that is probably gone through similar situations. Chris, for you, I mean, is there anything, maybe goals is the wrong word, but is there anything that you want to accomplish or do in your time in this program that maybe you haven't done yet?
That's a good question. I don't think there's anything that I'm aiming for other than you're just there to be consistent and be there for them, listen. They want to be seen, they want to be heard just like anybody else. So I'm very big on making sure I'm in touch with his mom and what she wants going on in his life and things like that. Just hearing him out.
Emma, I don't know if you know this, but do you have any sense of what the impact for a little when they have a mentor versus when they don't, especially in this era when like kids who grow up in the social media era, we see so much trouble with mental health problems. I'm sure there have been studies done around this. But are you aware of the impact that a mentor can have?
Absolutely. Our program is evidence-based. So we know for a fact the impact that we see in the youth that we serve. So everything from decreasing risky behaviors, their academic performance going up. I mean, when you see what a mentor can do for a young person, it's shocking. You think it has a good impact, but you just don't know how great of an impact it has.
Well, we appreciate you guys being here tonight. Thank you very much. And again, can you just give us the link one more time where if somebody's interested in being a mentor, they can head to?
Yes, mentoromaha.org.
That is Big Brothers, Big Sisters of the Midland. Thank you to Chris. Well, before we get out of here, you okay with the amount of money that the Bucks gave your boy?
Who, Baker Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield, yeah.
Absolutely pay the man.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Chris Breesy and Emma Stevie with Big
Thanks,
Brothers,
guys.
Big Sisters of the Midland. If you missed their segment tonight, check it out at soundcloud.com/afterhours1620. It was brought to you by 402 Barbecue, 3027 South 84th Street. Maybe you've been on a radio call day and you're hungry. Stop by 84th and Spring. Grab yourself a Cadillac sandwich. It's a brisket. It's pork. It's topped off with their world famous smoked mac and cheese. Make sure you mention to Kelly and the team. You heard about them on After Hours. She's going to throw in a free soda with a purchase in the mention of our show. It's 402 Barbecue, 3027 South 84th Street. Stop by tomorrow and grab lunch. We're talking Omaha Supernovas volleyball when we come back here on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, everybody. John Schreiner here for Pyramid Roof Contractors. If you've got windows that fog up when it gets humid outside, like it's about to be here in the next month or so, well, that's not good. And you can let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 years straight come out and take care of your roof, your windows, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate with pyramidroof.com today.
The dream of playing the sport you love may be closer than you think. The Bellevue University Athletic Department proudly sports the best scholarship funding among NAIA programs in the state. To compete with the best, we need to recruit the best. All incoming freshmen earn a $5,000 scholarship when they enroll at Bellevue University. Learn more by looking us up at bubruins.com and reach out to your future coach today.
Did that trash or recycling truck roll by your house without stopping again? Hi, I'm Megan with Papillion Sanitation. At Papillion Sanitation, trash and recycling is our passion. From residential to commercial, we've cleaned up Omaha and surrounding areas for more than 30 years. So if your home or business needs reliable, friendly trash or recycle service, check out papillion-sanitation.com today and see how our customer service and professionalism can't be matched. Head over to papillion-sanitation.com to upgrade your trash or recycling service today.
It's Pro Time, Nebraska! The Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, have exploded into the scene with record crowds and a fan experience that is second to none. Witness world-class talent at the CHI Healthcare Center in downtown Omaha. Have fun with family and friends and get to know this team and feel the energy that they are bringing to Nebraska. Don't wait to be a part of history. Secure your single match tickets today at supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Hey, Jays fans, it's hoop season, and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vests, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Fresh air, softball, baseball, basketball, grilling burgers, and the warmth of the sun on your brand new deck. It's the finer things in life that make it enjoyable. Forsman's Finest Decks can come build you a deck, put a cover on it, and give your house that facelift that you and it deserves. Head over to forsmansfinest.com to have your dream experience this summer. Forsman's Finest Decks, building the finest decks in Omaha.
Lula Bee's Breakfast, Brunch, and Bar is downtown Omaha's go-to spot for great food with a Mexican flair. Lula Bee's has everything from French toast and omelets to shrimp tacos and burgers. There's even a full bar with uniquely inspired spring fling cocktails. Want to have a party? Lula Bee's has a party room that seats up to 65 of your favorite people with custom catering available. Book for graduation parties, family events, bridal celebrations, or just brunch with all your friends. Lula Bee's, 9th and Dodge, or at lulabeesomaha.com.
Hey, it's Happer for the FanDuel Sportsbook with a reminder to bet the NBA with a no-sweat same-game parlay from FanDuel every Thursday with TNT Thursdays. It doesn't matter if you're new to FanDuel or if you already have an account, you'll get bonus bets back if your same-game parlay doesn't win on any NBA on TNT game. NBA same-game parlay is the perfect way for you to combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payday. Doubleheader this week on TNT, Suns Celtics and Mavs Thunder. You can pick a same-game parlay from either of those games, and the best part about it is it's no sweat. That's right. You get bonus bets back if your same game parlay doesn't win on NBA on TNT Thursday. However you want to play, just head to FanDuel.com/Happer to bet the NBA with a no sweat same game parlay on TNT Thursdays. That's FanDuel.com/Happer. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 and over, present in Iowa. Minimum 3-leg parlay required. Refund issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
6:30 exactly on it. We're never on time on a Wednesday. Look at us making time.
What
Dan,
are we
you're the best
doing?
producer in the world. This is the After Hours Lounge. We are brought to you by Bellevue University. If you're looking to sign up for classes for the spring, head over to bellevue.edu and register for classes today. We are in the heart of the season of the Pro Volleyball Federation, and one of the Omaha Supernovas, former Husker, Gina Mancuso-Prososki, joins us in studio. Gina, thank you very much for being here.
It's my privilege. Thank you for the invite.
We've got a lot to dive into. We'll get into your personal stuff in a minute, but some big news regarding the Pro Volleyball Federation, specifically the Omaha Supernovas. Obviously, there's a couple of games coming up. A big deal today, brokered with CBS Sports Network. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, actually, I was just informed about that, but that's amazing. Just to get that exposure, I just am really confident in this league, and so getting this this contract is a really big deal, and I think that it shows that we're going to be successful. We already are successful, and we'll be here for a long time.
Just when this whole thing started, when you first learned that there was going to be professional volleyball and that they were targeting you to be on the team in Omaha, I mean, just kind of go through those emotions and how it's been up to this point.
Everything's been exceptional. Just the fact that the Pro Volleyball Federation is here in the United States is a dream come true, and it's life-changing for so many of us volleyball players, because our only other option to play our sport was to go overseas. So it's really life-changing, and it's been an amazing experience all the way from day one when I signed papers to right now when I'm on injured reserve. It has been nothing but fantastic, and it's been such a joy to be a part of. Honestly, I feel so honored and blessed.
Can you walk us through that process? Because obviously it's the signing of the papers process, because obviously it's new for everybody, right? I mean, even if you've played overseas, the process is a little bit different. Can you just walk us through what that day or days were like?
Yeah. So the way the Pro Volleyball Federation set it up is that the head coach was going to be responsible for recruiting their team.
Mhm.
So that's kind of how it happened. Similar to college, you were recruited, which typically does not happen in a pro in a pro world.
Yeah, should tell the
Typically,
NBA
you have
that.
an agent, you do some negotiation.
Right.
It's kind of give and take. But Shelton Collier was the one who recruited all of us, along with Terry Pettit, who really helped out in the beginning. So then we had mini camp, and I guess just like in like the NFL, like you kind of have tryouts, you have mini camp.
Right.
So you either make it or you don't make it, unfortunately. And so yeah, here we are now with the 14 roster players and then 2 practice players, which have to be players who just came out of college. That might change in the future, but right now that's how it is.
I know that the leagues overseas and in Brazil have been going for a long time. Can you speak to the level of competition comparatively to some of the American League versus some of those more established leagues?
Yeah. So like you said, some of those more established leagues have been around for many years. So although I do believe that the Pro Volleyball Federation does have some of the best international players in the world, there are, unfortunately for us, more overseas.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that those players overseas are getting a lot of interest into our league. I have teammates who are getting reached out to about, hey, I want to be there next year. And so that's really cool for us, like really, really cool. But the level is very similar. I would say it can compete anywhere in the world.
The Atlanta Vibe come to town tomorrow. You guys have obviously played against them earlier this season. It's how the season opened up. Obviously not the outcome you wanted in that situation, a 2-3 loss. And obviously the Supernovas came back and won 2 of the last 3 sets to kind of battle back into that game. Is there a rivalry at all?
I would say yes.
Boiling up? Yeah, it kind of feels that way.
Rivalry. We did beat them at their place in 3. We swept them. So
I
that
left that
felt
for
good.
you.
But we still want that redemption in our home gym.
When we obviously you have some exciting news happening in your life. You mentioned you're on injured reserve. You're gonna have a baby. You guys have a baby on the way.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Do we know when you're due?
Yes, July 25th.
Okay.
It's really such a miracle, my story. So it's a huge blessing and totally unplanned, totally God's plan, not mine. But like I said, it's a miracle. And so just my whole entire story. It's probably too long to share, but there is a video out there if you want to check it out.
I did watch that. It is incredible.
I was told I couldn't have kids, and my 3rd one's on the way. So
that's amazing. See,
don't listen to your doctor. No, I'm just kidding.
Kind of in a way.
Yeah.
My first doctor told me, hey, there's a chance you have cancer and you might not ever have kids. So that's where I started off my journey. Clearly that's not happening now. I don't have cancer and I have a baby on the way.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And your husband's name's Mason, correct?
Mason, yes.
Congrats to you and Mason.
Thank you.
When people are coming, we obviously our visitors that were here before you were saying that they hadn't been to a game. If somebody hasn't been to a Supernovas game, what can they expect from an experience standpoint?
What can they expect? Well, a whole lot of fun, a whole lot of entertainment, not just from the volleyball aspect, because the rallies are fun. They're exciting. Pro is, that much more stronger and faster than college. So the level itself is just upped. But I know that the Supernovas works really hard for the fan engagement experience in our gym. So we have really great music. We have like pom-poms every now and then and fun games on the billboard. So it's really entertaining for the whole family, not just adults.
So I just wanted to ask, if the baby's a girl, can we get an early verbal to Nebraska for the class of 2042?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Huskers
Good. You heard
life.
it.
Go
You heard
Big
it.
Red.
Okay. So
Baby Mancuso committed for the class of 2042.
Will John Cook still be around?
I hope.
Yeah.
I would love that.
So you're going to have some time off.
Yes.
There's a job that just opened up in Lincoln. Any interest in throwing your hat into the ring for the athletic director job?
I don't know if I'm qualified, but I would sure love to be in red again. That would be fun.
That's Gina Mancuso. We appreciate you for being here tonight. Thank you very much. Make sure you head over to supernovas.com to purchase your tickets today. Gina Mancuso, Prososki, thank you very much for being here tonight. Is there anything that we want to hit on before we get you out of here?
Come to the game tomorrow and Saturday. We'd love to see you there.
If you missed her segment and you missed anything else, check it out at soundcloud.com/afterhours1620 was brought to you by those Omaha Supernovas. If you can't make it tomorrow, there's still a plethora of games to get to this season. The Orlando Valkyries are still coming to town. Grand Rapids will be here as well. Head over to supernovas.com to purchase your tickets tonight. We'll be right back finding out what's trending on social media here on 1620 The Zone.
Bring them out, bring them out. Bring them out, bring them out. Bring them out, bring them out. Bring them out, bring them out.
Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Pepper Jack's Grill. It's a little bit late night. The work day is over. The hunger is setting in. It's 10 great Pepper Jack's locations tonight. Stop by, grab a steak rice bowl. Throw some spicy ranch on top of it. You can't beat it. 10 great locations. Stop by Pepper Jack's and grab dinner tonight.
Are you looking to be part of a winning tradition? The Bellevue University Bruins could be the right fit for you. Whether on the court or on the field, track or course, our student athletes strive and succeed. This year, Bellevue teams and individuals have combined to win 11 conference championships, with 8 teams qualifying for their national tournaments. Plus, nearly 50 student athletes were also named to all conference teams. Find out more about our tradition of excellence at BUBruins.com.
There's never been a better time to choose a new career path than right now. Hi, I'm Tracy with Papillion Sanitation. If you're at a point in your life where you want a career, not a job, Papillion Sanitation is the place for you. From 401k options to opportunities for career advancement, come make Papillion Sanitation your future. Check out papillion-sanitation.com today to apply and make a change for the better. Papillion Sanitation, equal opportunity employer.
It's Pro Time, Nebraska! The Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, have exploded into the scene with record crowds and a fan experience that is second to none. Witness world-class talent at the CHI Healthcare Center in downtown Omaha. Have fun with family and friends and get to know this team and feel the energy that they are bringing to Nebraska. Don't wait to be a part of history. Secure your single match tickets today at supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vests, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Fresh air, softball, baseball, basketball, grilling burgers, and the warmth of the sun on your brand new deck. It's the finer things in life that make it enjoyable. Forsman's Finest Decks can come build you a deck, put a cover on it, and give your house that facelift that you and it deserves. Head over to forsmansfinest.com to have your dream experience this summer. Forsman's Finest Decks, building the finest decks in Omaha.
Are you ready to elevate your taste buds? Look no further than Pepper Jacks, your go-to destination for bold flavors and endless choices. Dive into their mouth-watering rice bowls, crisp salads, hearty Phillies, savory burritos, and loaded nachos. What sets them apart? Complete customization. Choose your base, proteins, toppings, and sauces for a personalized culinary adventure. At Pepper Jacks, it's not just a meal, it's an experience. Unleash your cravings and savor the bold tastes at Pepper Jacks today. Life's too short for bland. Spice it up at Pepper Jacks.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to boosting reviews, fixing maps, to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $99 special offer. Click fixmygbp.com for more details.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with after hours. Thursday is spaghetti night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
It's Wings Day.
Everybody should celebrate. Make sure you head over to Twitter. Follow our show at After Hours 1620. Follow at Caddyshack Omaha. Retweet the gift of our wings. We will enter you into a drawing to win a $25 gift card to Caddyshack Bar and Grill. Tonight, we are brought to you by Bellevue University. Download the BU Bruins app to keep up to date on all things Bellevue athletics as well. It is time to find out what is trending on social media.
It was in the way.
I didn't know what happened there. Via Dan Kapanen. Dano, what do we got?
Just want to say, true professionalism. There's a lot of moving parts tonight, and you guys are keeping it together.
We sure are.
So, this one is actually a little social media soundbite in honor of our co-host and the man with the most amount of beard in the room, John Schreiner. We all get the point.
Yeah.
Bobby Wagner knows the coaching staff apparently in Washington. So if you didn't catch it, 1-year deal, $6 million guaranteed, up to 8.5. I assume there's probably a little bit of incentive scheme in there. It is Bobby Wagner we're talking about. I play that to say this.
Bobby Wagner's 33.
Yes. And also, with the addition of Bobby Wagner and the other additions that all of our teams have had, who do you think is in the best position to go straight back to the Super Bowl this year?
The Baltimore. The addition of Derrick Henry. If you can get 80% of what Derrick Henry was, you're doing all right. On top of that, you were also the number 1 seed in the AFC a year ago. Odell Beckham Jr. It was let go today by the Ravens, so they're gonna have to find some weapons. They've got a really good wide receiver, Flowers, obviously. I think Baltimore's in the best position next year.
I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see. Does Derrick Henry have it left in the tank?
It's gonna matter.
And Kansas City still has Patrick Mahomes, and as we saw this year, it doesn't really matter who you put around him. So, I mean, until you can show me otherwise, it's still Kansas City.
Sorry, I look so confused and perplexed right now. Matt Rule just tweeted out
He quit?
8/31/2024 and just has a highlighted package of Nebraska old school highlights. Okay. I mean,
kind of weird timing there, Matt.
It tells you that Matt Rule's back next year. I was gonna have you play I was gonna send it to you, Dan, and have you play this, but I don't know. It's a minute and a half, and I don't know what all it entails, so we'll hold off on that for the sound. But we'll go back to the Trev Alberts discussion because obviously this is going to dominate what we're talking about tonight. As it should.
I think it's
gonna,
Tonight,
for the foreseeable future.
the week, the month, maybe even the year.
And Brian Munson, I know we had a miscommunication on our tweet. Brian Munson is going to join us at 7:00 from Husker Online to give us his thoughts as well. But the why is going to be the biggest question. And Trev Alberts has been a kind of quiet, reserved guy about his decision making in the past, and I wonder if anything of this. Obviously, Bill Moose is writing a book. I don't think Trev Alberts will ever garner down that path, but it'll be interesting to see if we ever get an answer to the situation and what led up to Trev Alberts' decision.
Well, I just think about the trajectory for him as an athletic director. 3 years ago, he was the athletic director at Omaha,
right?
And now he's the athletic director at Texas A&M.
That is a massive jump. Like, because obviously the Nebraska thing makes sense. Like, it was like, okay, that could be a something that happens. Like, I even think a lot of people feel he got that job way before he had earned it or deserved it. I was of the volition that I thought he was the right guy for the job at that time.
Well, it made sense, right? Like, it makes sense for Trev Alberts, who's got some experience as an AD now, goes back to his alma mater and runs that athletic. That makes sense, right? If you say 3 years ago this guy was the AD at Omaha and now he's the AD at Texas A&M, and you don't include the middle bit, that makes like zero sense.
It's a massive jump. Yeah. Dan, we do have some breaking news that we got to get to really quickly. Sorry. It's not Matt Rule's tweet. Joe Flacco, the comeback player of the year, has reached an agreement with the Indianapolis Colts, according to Adam Schefter. It's a 1-year deal worth $8.7 million, including 4.5 guaranteed. I just wanted to make sure we got that.
He's going to go teach Anthony Richardson how to play quarterback?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, I wonder if that tells you anything about the health of Anthony Richardson as well. But back to Trev Alberts. I just want to I would love to stand up here and stomp my feet and say how mad I am at the situation, but I get it, man. Like it kind of makes sense from everything we just talked about from a former employee standpoint of a situation that if you're not happy at your job, you can't do it correctly. And Trev has been very adamant that he wasn't going to do anything half-assed, and he's just not.
Can I kind of pose the other side of the coin on this?
Sure.
If you're Texas A&M, why are you hiring Trev Alberts?
I think it's a amazing hire.
For them?
Yeah.
That's a tremendous hire.
I think it's a home run hit.
Because
let me ask you a serious question.
Okay.
Why is it a home run hit? Because he just had, I mean, I know it's not all on his shoulders, but he just had a 5-7 football season with a brand new head coach that, let's be fair, Matt Rule, while being Mr. Positive all the time, has not necessarily proven what he can do. That's usually a year 2 thing with Matt Rule.
Temple, Baylor, I don't know.
I think he means
Well,
here.
it's a little bit different here.
I don't think it is. I think they're gonna be really good this year. I really do. But I think it's less about the on the field stuff versus what the hires he's made and the way he's been able to navigate the athletic department. This athletic department was and apparently still is a pretty big dumpster fire with an outdated stadium that he proposed. First of all, he raised a ton of money for the Go Big project. He proposed the reconstruction of the stadium and got it approved until he didn't, essentially. And then you look at his ability to evaluate a head coach in Fred Hoiberg that all signs pointed to he should have fired, let him stick around, and it panned out. Like at this point, Trev hasn't missed on a whole lot. And he's made Nebraska athletics relevant again.
I'll tell you why I think it's a home run hire for Texas A&M.
Okay.
Texas A&M is a volatile, ridiculous, culty athletic department.
They live in La La Land.
They are frequently way out over their skis. Like this group of fans and athletic department commits the most egregious errors in judgment, in management.
Ask Jimbo Fisher.
They have so much money, and yet they always just like fall all over themselves whenever it comes down to it, right? Trev Alberts is a calming presence. He is a force for steadiness, not the chaos that is basically synonymous with Texas A&M. It's a home run because he's going to settle things down. He's going to turn down the temperature, and it's going to be a smooth sail.
Which is essentially what he did here, and it's what they desperately need in College Station. And when you join the SEC and you have the aspirations that Texas A&M has had, they've come up short on everything. You need somebody that you feel like you can that can reel in your fan base, set expectations. Oh, and by the way, and this is what's going to be interesting to me. I like you pointed out the fact they do have a ton of money. They have a ton of money. The one thing that Trev Alberts is
Spoiler alert, they're a school in Texas.
around oil fields.
Yeah.
And the majority of their alumni own said oil fields. But the one thing that Trev Alberts has been really, really, really good at his entire career is fundraising. Like, look at 60th
he took over
and
the
Center.
fundraising operation at Omaha.
Yeah, look at 60th and Center for prime examples of that. And obviously, with the Go Big project and with the stadium situation, that's been a lot of what he's been asked to do throughout his career. I don't think that's going to be something he's going to have to deal with a whole lot of at Texas A&M. They're just like, oh, there's an A&M logo on it. Here's some money. You don't really have to do too much fundraising down there.
Yeah, we've explored the why he would leave Nebraska question. The other thing that is really puzzling to me is like why is A&M the right fit?
Yeah, I
like
for a situation where it's just a giant dumpster fire.
Yeah, for all of the things and
that's
the
been my
crazy
biggest
fans
question.
and like they're just perennial underachievement. Like that's the thing that's most like I can wrap my head around why he would leave Nebraska. Like I can get that. I can make sense of it to some degree, but to go to A&M is the one that's just like, but why? Why there?
That's why I asked the question, John, because it flabbergasts me that A&M would hire him and that he would go to A&M.
Yeah.
Because
so I understand.
You want to say he's a calming presence and that he's a steady guy.
That's why they would want him.
Yeah, I'm not who has worked at a university for 2 years is not a steady guy.
I'm not surprised that A&M hired him. I am surprised that he wanted to go to Texas A&M.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the reverse can be true. Like A&M, it's a good hire for them. I don't know that it's a good job for Trev Alberts.
Yeah, it's very confusing, and maybe it was a situation. It was just too much money to turn down, and I think everybody can relate to that. I mean, if you're just given the bag and then another bag, I mean, it could be. But I honestly think this. I honestly think the situation within the University of Nebraska.
Don't they still owe Jimbo Fisher like $800 million or something?
This is like a pennies on the dollar for them. But I really think it comes down to more the situation at Nebraska versus him wanting to just leave. I really think not having a presence, not having somebody available to turn to and bounce things off of, and more importantly, probably not get his projects that he's working on approved right now is probably the biggest catalyst of all this.
Yeah, I'm not going to speculate on the details inside of it. I don't know. It just the general sense that, maybe he didn't like the direction that his superiors were heading. That's the only thing I can think of.
Mike points out Brian Ferentz comes to Lincoln and then Trev Alberts leaves. Is it coincidence? I don't know. We'll get to your comments. We'll get to Brian Munson. Please feel free to give us a call, 402-951-1629. We'd love your thoughts. Feel free to reach out to us in the YouTube page and the Twitter stuff. We'll get back to all that and more as we roll on here on After Hours. If you missed this segment, check it out at soundcloud.com/After Hours 1620. It was brought to you by our friends at Pixel Fire Marketing. If you Google your business and you don't like it, you can fix that. Get more 5-star Google reviews. Get a better viewership of your photos going on inside of your business and a whole lot more. Check out pixelfiremarketing.com for more information. We'll be right back talking to Brian Munson from Husker Online on 3. Get his thoughts on the Trev Alberts situation and a whole lot more. Second hour of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Hey everyone, Dan Campanen here for Forsman's Finest Decks. Cooler temperatures are sticking around just a little bit longer, and if your house suffers from naked house syndrome, you got to dress it up. Let the finest deck builders in Omaha come build you a deck, put a cover on it, and add that something that your house has been missing. Head over to forsmansfinest.com and book your dream deck to be built this spring. Forsman's Finest Decks, building the finest decks in Omaha.
The dream of playing the sport you love may be closer than you think. The Bellevue University Athletic Department proudly sports the best scholarship funding among NAIA programs in the state. To compete with the best, we need to recruit the best. All incoming freshmen earn a $5,000 scholarship when they enroll at Bellevue University. Learn more by looking us up at bubruins.com and reach out to your future coach today.
Did that trash or recycling truck roll by your house without stopping again? Hi, I'm Megan with Papillion Sanitation. At Papillion Sanitation, trash and recycling is our passion. From residential to commercial, we've cleaned up Omaha and surrounding areas for more than 30 years. So if your home or business needs reliable, friendly, trash, or recycle service, check out papillion-sanitation.com today and see how our customer service and professionalism can't be matched. Head over to papillion-sanitation.com to upgrade your trash or recycling service today.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vests, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Graduation season will be here before you know it, and you can have the 402 barbecue truck come to your party or event you're hosting. Stop by the Brick and Mortar on 84th and Spring and try the food. Then, when you get the craving, come back and book the food truck to be the caterer for your event. Graduations, company outings, community events, they do it all. 402 Barbecue at 3027 South 84th Street. Stop by today and grab lunch.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with After Hours. Thursday is Spaghetti Night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Pro volleyball season is here in Omaha. Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee have partnered with the Omaha Supernovas. Right now, when you stop by any Omaha area Hy-Vee and pick up 2 12-packs of Coke, you can get a third one free. Plus, if you need to stay hydrated, do it with the all-new Body Armor Zero Sugar. You can get 10 for just $10. Coke and any Hy-Vee, keeping the Omaha Supernovas super.
Hey everyone, Josh and John here for the FanDuel Sportsbook. You can bet the NBA with a no-sweat same-game parlay from FanDuel every Thursday with TNT Thursdays. That means you get bonus bets back if your same-game parlay doesn't win on any of the NBA TNT games. It's incredible. John, all they got to do is go to FanDuel.com/1620 and win some money.
That's right. So if you like the Bucks, then maybe you take the over, and maybe you like a player prop featuring Giannis. That's an example of a no-sweat same-game parlay on TNT Thursdays. So visit FanDuel.com/1620. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 plus in President Iowa. Minimum 3-leg parlay required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets would expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Shop ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day. And it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Top of the second hour here on 1620 Zone, brought to you by Papillion Sanitation. If you're looking for a new career, stop by papillion-sanitation.com. Become a driver. Even if you don't have a CDL, they will help you get one. There's even a $10,000 stick around bonus as well. Brian Munson from Husker Online does not need a new job. He's probably worked his fingers to the bone today, keeping up to date on all things Trev Alberts. He joins us now. B. Muntz, good evening, sir. How are you?
Dude, I just didn't even know what to think. I mean,
Welcome to the club.
oh my goodness. I kind of backed off, this being one of the worst days, I can kind of remember covering Nebraska athletics when, things kind of seemed to sour about, 12 noon, 1 o'clock, something like that. And then just as I was wrapping up the workout, about 38 seconds in, I got the text message and it's just unreal. I mean, I'm still flabbergasted by it. I have received probably no less than about 50 text messages from people trying to ask me what the heck is going on. I don't know if you were going to ask me that, but all I know is, and I don't know what's going on.
Brian, what's going on?
I just know how this looks, and it doesn't look good.
No. I said I said it's a pants around the ankles moment for the university.
It totally is. I mean, a year and a half ago, he named his head football coach. He has all of these things pointed in the right direction. He returned, to Lincoln from Omaha. And like that in itself required, a lot of loyalty, based on how he had to run things and do things at UNO and the tough decisions he had to make. So for him to kind of get past that, there had to be some things in his mind that he did not feel like he could get around basically in his time in Lincoln. And I don't know. I mean, because people are saying, "Oh, it's all about the green. He's going to make a lot of money." Well, he will. I think what was he about 1.7?
1.7. Yep.
Yeah, and I think that just a couple guys above that or whatever, are in the 2.1 range. Holkett from Texas Tech is that way. But and he's gonna make a lot of dough down at College Bryan Station. But I don't have a feeling that this was about the money. I have more of a feeling like this was there were some things that were he could not see a way to kind of get around, and felt like maybe probably they were even like limiting factors for him to do his job, and did not see another way to kind of go about doing things. Unfortunately, it's not a great look today for Nebraska.
Last segment, we were having the discussion. We can understand why he might want to leave Lincoln. We can wrap our minds around that. We can wrap our minds around why Texas A&M would want him as the AD. But why would Trev Alberts want to go to Texas A&M? That's the thing for me that's the hardest to get my head around.
Well, I live in Texas. I'm about 3.5 hours away from College Bryan Station. I've been there a number of times. Bryan College Station. I've been down there a number of times, whether it's for Nebraska sporting events, football games, whatever, our own things, going down there to see the presidential library, etc. They have a very strong alumni down here. I have no doubt that they can pull together fundraising like you could never see. I think from the time, obviously, that Jimbo was there as their head coach, and I think between where the introduction of NIL and what he wanted to do and how it was being run, etc. I think that was totally and completely out of control, and I think that is something I think that A&M values. I think in Trev Alberts, in fact, it's mentioned in the statement from A&M. How he can kind of do all that stuff. I have a feeling that that'll all move in house at A&M. I think that Trev absolutely wants to have kind of have that access and be able to be more involved in that, be more controlling of it. They have resources. They're doing an $80 million baseball stadium, I think is what I heard. They just got in doing this huge facilities renovation, around the football stadium. They have money. There is some power there. They're in the SEC. He's going to, as it's viewed, a better place. But I think even like today, and it's something that I kind of mentioned on Red Sea Scrolls, I think you have to understand, like, when this stuff started to break, like 10:30, it was half-baked. It was very half-baked. And I think Trev has to be very interested, concerned, however you want to kind of describe it, that he does not have institutional kind of control and, tight lips around him. And he's going to have to get control of that very, very quickly. He did a very good job of kind of nailing that down in Lincoln. And I think Coach Rule has done a great job kind of preserving that as well as the head football coach. But there's got to be a lot of changes, I think, for Trev to kind of operate the way he wants to operate down there in Texas.
So obviously, when you have a lack of leadership, and we're talking to Brian Munson from Husker Online Non-3, when you have a lack of leadership that the university has right now with no AD, no president, who do you think is the first person that we hear from in regards to this from the university itself?
Matt Rule. I mean, he already tweeted, and I was chopping onions because a tear was forming in my eye because he put Paul Harvey behind some of the best football plays in Nebraska, Nebraska program history. Matt Rule is gonna have to be part of it, I think, a little bit. But as far as the university is concerned, I'm just as befuddled as you guys are. I don't know who is there, to help out now and to be kind of the face of that, to take it on right now and run things. And I don't know, Cook. I mean, there's.
Is Terry Pettit doing anything?
Yeah, I'm as confused about that as what you guys are. Is what I'm just basically trying to kind of fumble around a little bit. I hadn't really thought about it in that context, guys. Honestly, I don't know who the face of the athletic department is at the moment. But yeah, there's going to have to be. And I don't think I've heard anything, honestly. And maybe you guys can correct me. I mean, I was just up there visiting with you guys about a month ago.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've heard any kind of talk or chatter about the president's job at all. Have you guys heard anything about that? And how long has that been open?
They have a couple of candidates that they have vetted. This is all reportedly, according to sources, I guess is how we're supposed to phrase it. But no, I don't think they're close at all.
So that was my wonder, Brian, and I don't, maybe I'm off base, but I mean, all we have is speculation at this point. Is that perhaps Trev had an inside look at the candidate list for president and didn't really like any of them, and that's when it became real that he was not going to like who he was going to have to work under. I don't know how you feel about that.
Well, I think that there's certainly a possibility of that. I do feel like the the kind of the third party collective is something that is also maybe potentially a source of some frustration. Like I said, I look for him to want to try to manage all that stuff in house down in A&M, and I do feel like that probably is another thing, the way that was kind of all organizationally kind of set up, at Nebraska. But yeah, that's obviously a possibility that it could have come up that is, that's what happened. I don't feel like, look, this is Trevor Alberts, and I said it in a text message to a buddy. Trevor Alberts is a Tom Osborne kid. He's a guy that really, I think, brought Nebraska back, into being more of a prominent program on the national landscape in the early 90s. One of the best to ever play the position at Nebraska in Lincoln, and I cannot in a million years, I would never see it as that this was a money only situation.
Yeah, I don't see that either.
There's certainly more things in play.
Obviously, you haven't had a lot of time to think about this. None of us really have. Is there anybody that you would like to see be put in the discussion for athletic director?
Not really. I was reviewing a list that somebody had posted today on Red Sea Scrolls, and I was trying to find like any tentacles back to Matt Rule, back to Nebraska, back to anything that was kind of going on. I was just kind of viewing, going through resumes and things online, and I couldn't really find, anything. I like Holpit at A&M, or excuse me, at Texas Tech. Kind of an interesting dynamic, obviously, since he, he went to Baylor and took McGuire away from Rule in Waco and made him his head football coach in Lubbock. And what can that now do potentially, to take him out of Lubbock and bring him to Lincoln? But yeah, there's the guy at Baylor too kind of comes to mind here a little bit. But I don't know. I don't really have anybody like off the top of my head. Like I said, I was trying to do some research and some free time and look around and see if I could like build anything back. I know some people mentioned like, Ed Stewart. I think when you've had kind of those situations there, you at least like to have, something else that was, like a UNO or something like that else that was kind of tied to it, something that we kind of use more of a grooming process like you did with Trev potentially and then bring him in. But, yeah, nobody's really kind of standing out. Haven't had a lot of great time to think about it. Something I'll definitely be thinking about here over the coming days, though.
I think at this point, coming up with names is pretty difficult. It's been such a short time, but maybe we can discuss kind of the priorities and the qualities that we would like to see in the next AD. So, what do you think are maybe one or two biggest priorities for the next AD?
He's going to have to keep clearing obstacles and keep things kind of advancing and moving forward within the football department and how things are going and making sure that the football team has what it needs to be successful. He's got quite the investment, or they have quite the investment, I should say, there at Nebraska, to kind of get that program back. They have done it within the coaching staff. They've done it within the facilities. They're it may be shelved or tabled for now when it comes to the stadium expansion plans, but we'll see how that kind of has to come into the equation. That obviously is a big part. You're looking for a guy that is understanding in how NIL is going to play a huge role for you and your athletes kind of moving forward. I think somebody mentioned the word figurehead on Red Sea Scrolls Day, and I think that obviously everybody agrees there's some sort of a PR aspect. Be well spoken, not have something rear their ugly head where you have to. But I think ultimately, the figurehead part of Trev Alberts was just a small sliver. Maybe it was like an all-encompassing thing. He was so polished and so intelligent and so well-spoken and so well thought out and had a vision. You want somebody that's got that same kind of drive, and a guy that's as involved with Trev was, where he's sitting on the floor with recruits, on the sideline on Saturday, doing things like having the volleyball games, in Memorial Stadium, ways to keep things kind of pushing forward. And that's going to be a tough person to. That's a big pair of shoes for Nebraska to have to fill, because I think Trev Alberts is one of the better ADs I've seen come along in a long time.
Brian, as always, we appreciate your time and your mainly your flexibility tonight. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Look forward to talking to you again here soon, and maybe catch up and have some better news next week.
Hope so, guys. All right, man. Have a good night.
That's Brian Munson from Husker Online and On3. You can follow all of his work at Husker Online. You can also follow him on Twitter at Brian Munson _. If you missed Brian's segment tonight, check it out at SoundCloud.com/AfterHours1620. It was brought to you by our friends at Going Vertical Omaha. Going Vertical is the premier training facility in the Midwest. If you have an athlete that's not really reaching the college coaches that they want, but they have aspirations of playing college level athletics, stop at goingverticalomaha.com tonight. Sign up for their combine style training. We'll time your 40, time your vertical jump, or measure your vertical jump.
They'll time it too.
We'll time it as well. Hopefully it's very fast. Otherwise, we got questions for gravity. Head over to goingverticalomaha.com. Register for their combine. We'll also give you a 3 to 5 minute interview so you can let coaches see your personality as well. Check out goingverticalomaha.com tonight. We'll be right back. We're going to talk. We'll take your phone calls. Tom, stay right there. We'll take your phone calls. 402-951-1620 on the Trev Alberts situation. A whole lot more here on 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for our friends at Caddy Shack Bar and Grill. 2 great locations, 117th in Blondo, 180th in Harrison. You want some free beer? You want some free wings? We're going to hook you up. Head over to our Twitter page at After Hours 1620. Retweet the gift for our wings. Follow us. Follow at Caddy Shack Omaha. We're going to get you into a drawing to win a $25 gift card to Caddy Shack tonight.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly cloudy and mild this evening with the temperatures around 70. Showers and thunderstorms are likely later tonight. Eventually, lows will drop back into the upper 40s. And then rain off and on Thursday, cloudy, breezy, and chilly, a high in the low 50s. I am Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV News Watch 7.
There's never been a better time to choose a new career path than right now. Hi, I'm Tracy with Papillion Sanitation. If you're at a point in your life where you want a career, not a job, Papillion Sanitation is the place for you. From 401k options to opportunities for career advancement, come make Papillion Sanitation your future. Check out papillion-sanitation.com today to apply and make a change for the better. Papillion Sanitation, equal opportunity employer.
Are you looking to be part of a winning tradition? The Bellevue University Bruins could be the right fit for you. Whether on the court or on the field, track or course, our student athletes strive and succeed. This year, Bellevue teams and individuals have combined to win 11 conference championships, with 8 teams qualifying for their national tournaments. Plus, nearly 50 student athletes were also named to all conference teams. Find out more about our tradition of excellence at BUBruins.com.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Graduation season will be here before you know it, and you can have the 402 barbecue truck come to your party or event you're hosting. Stop by the Brick and Mortar on 84th and Spring and try the food. Then, when you get the craving, Come back and book the food truck to be the caterer for your event. Graduations, company outings, community events, they do it all. 402 Barbecue at 3027 South 84th Street. Stop by today and grab lunch.
Hey fellas, listen up. Are you or someone you know ready to make that big day unforgettable? Look no further than Lovebound Media, your go-to for capturing the epic moments of your wedding. With Lovebound, it's not just about photos and videos, it's about creating a story that screams you. From the jaw-dropping shots to the heart-pounding video edits, they'll make sure your wedding day is nothing short of legendary. So if you're ready to say I do to memories that'll make you feel like a king, hit them up at Lovebound Media today. Let's make magic happen.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with after hours. Thursday is spaghetti night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Pro volleyball season is here in Omaha. Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee have partnered with the Omaha Supernovas. Right now, when you stop by any Omaha area Hy-Vee and pick up 2 12-packs of Coke, you can get a third one free. Plus, if you need to stay hydrated, do it with the all-new Body Armor Zero Sugar. You can get 10 for just $10. Coke and any Hy-Vee, keeping the Omaha Supernovas super.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
If you're having problems in the bedroom, talking about it is the last thing you want to do. Same goes for hair loss, anxiety, or even depression. That's where HIMS comes in. Through HIMS, you don't have to talk about it. You can do something about it. Just go to hims.com/start, where you can find a variety of potential solutions for the problems men face every day and save up to 95% on generic alternatives. The entire process is 100% online, making it incredibly simple, straightforward, and above all, private. If prescribed, treatments made using clinically proven ingredients are shipped directly to your door in low-key packaging. So if you're experiencing ED, hair loss, anxiety, or problems with your general health, you don't have to go to the doctor, the pharmacy, or spend all day talking about it. Just go to hims.com/start and do something about it. Get started today at hims.com/start. That's HIMS.com/START.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
You know it's not fraudulent?
What's not fraudulent?
Wing Wednesday. Head over to After Hours.
No, definitely not.
We will actually give you a
Mashed
$25
some
gift
wings
card
in the studio.
to Caddyshack tonight. We are brought to you by Papillion Sanitation. If you're looking for a new career, maybe you're Trev Alberts. Well, he's got a new job.
He was. No, he's not looking for a new career.
Yeah. Head over to papillion-sanitation.com. Become a driver tonight. There's up to a $10,000 stick around bonus as well.
You hear that, Trev? $10,000.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Trev? Trash.
Yeah.
That is enough money to keep you here. Come on, baby.
We'll take your phone calls. 402-951-1620, where we go to Tom. Tom, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here, buddy.
Thanks for holding tight, buddy. See, I doubted you. The other two guys in the studio, they believed in you. We appreciate you holding on. I'm assuming you want to weigh in. On Trev Alberts.
Yeah, this is Tommy Hike, and I just want to say that I think Trev Alberts is way overrated. I think the Husker fans will find out. That's just my opinion.
Go ahead, Tom.
When he cut the wrestling program, UNO, he did it the night they won the national championship.
Their third in a row.
And
people forget.
And so they talked to Dan Gable. Dan Gable said that coach is one of the greatest coaches in the country of all time. And I mean, Trev Alberts showed me what he was all about when he cut that wrestling program, because it was a break-even program. It wasn't losing money.
And Tom, to your point, I mean, a lot of people had that thought process when he took this job, and unfortunately, he to some degree proved everybody that felt that way right.
He's just a pretty face. I mean, not that he's stupid, but he's just a pretty face, and he takes advantage of what's going on. And another thing, did you see the Big Red thing? They just posted on Big Red what those people down in Lincoln want to do. They want to name a street after him down in Lincoln. I couldn't believe it.
Before today,
Yeah.
I think that might have been not a horrible idea, but that's probably not happening anymore. Tom, thanks.
Well, no, they're gonna. You know what they're gonna call it?
Can you say it on the air?
Yes.
What is it?
One way.
One
way.
Tom, thanks for the phone call tonight, buddy. Appreciate you listening. Thanks for hanging on. No, that was great. That was good.
Hey, but I knew he was. It starts with a P, ends with a K. The day that I seen him drop that wrestling program, I knew what he was all about. Just like 9/11, we knew what those are.
Tom, thanks for the phone call. We appreciate it. I think it's one of those situations, man, that you're going to see a lot of backlash. And I honestly have been surprised by the limit. Tom's really the first negative on Trev Alberts call that we've received. I mean, there wasn't a ton of Trev hate from the unsportsmanlike conduct contingency. We're getting a lot of people that are there's been a lot of people that are angry in the YouTube stream. But there's Ken weighs in, says, is there a possibility that maybe Trev Alberts was even pushed out? I don't think that's the case.
No, I
think
so.
For how long it took today from the time that this was leaked out by the Houston Chronicles to today tells you that Nebraska was making a concentrated effort to try to keep him as long as they could.
Pushed out? No, I don't. That's not a guy you push out.
No,
like
absolutely.
He has been overwhelmingly popular with the fans of not fans of Omaha necessarily, but fans of Nebraska. He had, he'd done a lot of good things. He got the stadium expansion pushed through. Volleyball Day in Nebraska, which was his idea, was like a huge, overwhelming success. Every time there's a women's sporting event on TV, they bring it up. Like, what? How could you have better PR than that?
You're definitely not pushing that guy out.
No, so for him being pushed out, I'm not buying that at all. But man, it is a serious gut punch for fans of Nebraska. Just like the hits just keep on coming, like for years and years and years and years, that it just feels like Nebraska fans get the rug pulled out from under them over and over again.
CB Mike says Treason Trev 120 days ago. He said there's nowhere else he'd rather be. What a liar. I paraphrased a few F words in there, but
so did he.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a ton of backlash. I think the day tomorrow, I expect there to be a ton of calls for when Gary's here in the morning with Nick. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be very angry. I don't think it's necessarily set in at this point. And it's just what a weird day, man. When we talk about Trev Alberts' legacy now, some people may even say it's tarnished.
I think we need to ask the important question right now, though.
Hey, I want to.
What curse word starts with a P and ends in a K?
Yeah, I've been trying. I think he combined two. If you think about it,
I thought he was trying to say punk, but
that could be.
But he just didn't want to say punk. For
Dan
some
just
reason.
got an interesting call, and I kind of overheard him. Dan, correct me if I'm wrong here, as you're on another call. Somebody called in and asked what happened to Ted Carter, and I think that's a logical question because it's literally been that long that I think people have forgot that Ted Carter's not still there. Dan, is that what happened? Did the first caller not? We'll get to Rich in a second. Did the first caller ask what happened to Ted Carter?
Okay, no. So I've been whirlwinding around.
Yes.
So the call that not this recent call that just came in, but the call before it was actually our buddy Tom calling back.
Okay, was he mad I hung up on him?
No. He was.
I wasn't going to let the 9/11 reference slide. Sorry, Tom. Stick to sports, Tom.
He was not mad, and he did stick to sports because he actually wanted to point out one more thing. He was like, I think Trev will have an easier time with NIL at Texas A&M.
Sure.
And
that's certainly a discussion we can have.
He did say that he thought that Trev liked the president of Texas A&M because he was like, didn't he work with Ted before? And I was like, well, Ted went to Ohio State. And he was like, okay. But still, he's like, I think the NIL thing. And he got into a little bit more detail with me, which I appreciated.
All right. Well, Rich, stay right there. We'll get to your phone call on the other side of the break. If you missed this segment, check it out at soundcloud.com/afterhours1620 was brought to you by Forsman's Finest Decks. Spring is here. And if you want to spend more time out on your patio deck, but you don't even have one, let the finest deck builders in Omaha come build you a deck, put a cover on it, and add that something that your house has been missing. Head over to forsmansfinest.com to have your dream deck built today. We'll be right back taking more of your phone calls, diving even further into the rabbit hole that is Trev Alberts leaving for Texas A&M. A whole lot more when we come back here on 1620 The Zone.
Hey everyone, Dan Campion here for Pepper Jack's Grill. You know what's great about Pepper Jack's? You can choose your own protein. It can be whatever you want. Make it beef, make it steak, which I know is the same exact thing as beef. Make it chicken, make it whatever you like. They even have a pork one that is just out of this world. So you can get it as a bowl, a burrito, or even as their classic Philly. Get it with all the grilled vegetables, get it extra spicy, get it however you like it. That is the way that Pepper Jack's rolls.
Did that trash or recycling truck roll by your house without stopping again? Hi, I'm Megan with Papillion Sanitation. At Papillion Sanitation, trash and recycling is our passion. From residential to commercial, we've cleaned up Omaha and surrounding areas for more than 30 years. So if your home or business needs reliable, friendly trash or recycle service, check out papillion-sanitation.com today and see how our customer service and professionalism can't be matched. Head over to papillion-sanitation.com to upgrade your trash or recycling service today.
The dream of playing the sport you love may be closer than you think. The Bellevue University Athletic Department proudly sports the best scholarship funding among NAIA programs in the state. To compete with the best, we need to recruit the best. All incoming freshmen earn a $5,000 scholarship when they enroll at Bellevue University. Learn more by looking us up at BUBruins.com and reach out to your future coach today.
It's Pro Time, Nebraska! The Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, have exploded into the scene with record crowds and a fan experience that is second to none. Witness world-class talent at the CHI Healthcare Center in downtown Omaha. Have fun with family and friends and get to know this team and feel the energy that they are bringing to Nebraska. Don't wait to be a part of history. Secure your single match tickets today at supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
Hey fellas, listen up. Are you or someone you know ready to make that big day unforgettable? Look no further than Lovebound Media, your go-to for capturing the epic moments of your wedding. With Lovebound, it's not just about photos and videos, it's about creating a story that screams you. From the jaw-dropping shots to the heart-pounding video edits, they'll make sure your wedding day is nothing short of legendary. So if you're ready to say I do to memories that'll make you feel like a king, hit them up at Lovebound Media today. Let's make magic happen.
Fresh air, softball, baseball, basketball, grilling burgers, and the warmth of the sun on your brand new deck. It's the finer things in life that make it enjoyable. Forsman's Finest Decks can come build you a deck, put a cover on it, and give your house that facelift that you and it deserves. Head over to forsmansfinest.com to have your dream experience this summer. Forsman's Finest Decks, building the finest decks in Omaha.
Are you ready to elevate your taste buds? Look no further than Pepper Jack's, your go-to destination for bold flavors and endless choices. Dive into their mouth-watering rice bowls, crisp salads, hearty Phillies, savory burritos, and loaded nachos. What sets them apart? Complete customization. Choose your base, proteins, toppings, and sauces for a personalized culinary adventure. At Pepper Jack's, it's not just a meal, it's an experience. Unleash your cravings and savor the bold tastes at Pepper Jack's today. Life's too short for bland. Spice it up at Pepper Jack's.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to boosting reviews, fixing maps, to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $99 special offer. Click fixmygbp.com for more details.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with after hours. Thursday is spaghetti night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Planning something fun for your office, family, or friends? Joe's Karting is for you. Take a break. Come to Joe's to race, relax, and recharge. Great for team building. Ditch the speaker and burn some rubber. Trust us, Joe says you'll leave motivated. Joe's Karting race packages range from providing simple stress relief races to the real deal race experience. Check us out at joeskarting.com. Remember, go to Joe's, your place to race.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
$7:34 here on After Hours on a Wednesday night. If you're looking for a new career, head over to pavilion-sanitation.com. Become a driver. Even if you don't have a CDL, they will help you get one. There's even up to a $10,000 stick-around bonus as well. We'll continue going to your phone calls at 402-951-1620, where we go to Rich. Rich, welcome into the After Hours Lounge.
Gentlemen.
Evening, sir.
You know, I look at this as a different perspective. Naturally, we do follow Nebraska sports, but I also am a alum of Creighton.
Okay.
But I look at this in a sense is Bill Byrne.
Yep.
A lot of these guys are not committing any students to a particular program. So they're basically representing a university, which is true, and heading up a department. But they know they owe nobody nothing. Okay? Did Trev Albert say, you know what, this is my last job and I'm gonna retire with this job?
He did not.
He didn't make that comment. Okay? I remember a while back a particular coach, and a coach is a different because he's basically recruiting student athletes to his program. An athletic director is just the head of a department. So there's not as much particular thing of why a student athlete would come just because of the athletic director. So I think it's a totally different animal. Is people upset? Yeah, they're upset. But guess what? Get over it. Because you know what? The world basically is going to turn another leaf, and we're going to get another guy that's going to run that department. And I remember when Dana Altman made that comment after he came back from Arkansas. I'm going to retire here. This is my last job. Well, guess what? He went to Oregon, and everybody was really upset about it, but we still moved on, and everything is fine. I think people need to look at the big picture, my friend, and say, guess what? We'll wake up, we'll still cheer on the Big Red, and people cheer on the university, not the athletic director.
Rich, it's good to hear from you again, my friend. It's been a while since you've called in, and we appreciate it. Thank you very much. But yeah, that's a great point, Rich. Thanks for the phone call. Whether you're happy about Trev Alberts being here or not, they're still going to play football in the fall.
Well,
and
did he owe anything to Matt Rule though?
He did, and I think is going to be the biggest caveat to he canceled wrestling and he doesn't owe anything to Nebraska. Is he did hire somebody here. He brought in a guy who specifically in his press conference said the reason he took this job was because he believed in Ted Carter, gone, believed in Trev Alberts, gone. So yeah, I think he did, but at the same time, it's still big business, and Matt Rule is still getting paid to be the football coach here, despite who his boss is.
Yeah, and look, I understand the sentiment of that the world keeps turning, but
as the sand slips through the hourglass, these are the days of
I
our
mean,
lives.
from a selfish perspective, do you want us to not talk about it? Should we not explore this at all?
I don't think that's what Rich was saying. I think Rich was just saying people need to maybe get over themselves, maybe not be as upset. I mean, this does feel like Big Red overreaction in the middle of April.
Big athletic director overreaction.
That's right. We'll go back to the phones at 402-951-1620 to Anthony. Anthony, welcome into the After Hours Lounge.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
I'm going to take this from a little bit of a different perspective, somewhat like Rich, but a little bit differently. So as a Creighton alum, as a non-Jaysker, this is a great day. I don't understand how this doesn't strengthen Creighton's position in hoops for the foreseeable future. Everybody's known that Nebraska is this sleeping giant. They can commit a ton of money from a booster perspective, from a recruiting standpoint. You've got to have some concern if you're a Creighton fan that if Nebraska ever starts to really put it together, that you've got some threat from a local recruit standpoint. This is great from a Creighton Blue Jays perspective, and the fact that Rass's name has been thrown out as a potential temporary AD, that's hilarious to me, being a Creighton guy. The fact that they would look at Rass. Now, granted, you and I and everybody else would know that he would never go that route, but the fact that that's even brought up is a testament to what he has done and what he's accomplished at Creighton. So
Anthony,
that was my only comment,
Anthony,
guys.
Anthony, hold on with us. Go nuclear with me. Push the button. How does Creighton fan respond if Bruce Rasmussen were to take that job?
Woo. Slash and burn. I mean, it's a situation where I think you take some pride knowing that you're going to a main rival, that he's going there to clean up their mess, but you also look at it and go, if Rass came out and said it was all about the money and they're paying me to clean up a mess,
full WWE heel. It's all about the money.
Yep. Correct. But I do think this is tongue in cheek to call a little bit, but I think from a Creighton fan perspective,
Sure.
and I've spoken to my colleagues about this, their Nebraska Hoops is on the precipice, I think, of really putting it together and starting to build some momentum. This definitely throws a wrench in that whole process,
Agreed.
which is good from our perspective.
Yeah,
Anthony, thanks for the phone call, buddy. Have a great
we've
night.
talked a lot about from the football standpoint, but
Yeah.
we briefly mentioned about Trev's keeping Fred Hoiberg and what that has resulted in, and a lot of ADs probably wouldn't have. But Hoiberg's here, and he's still
And he's
successful. And the next guy would be kind of silly to make a move now. So
Yeah, that's what kind of out of everything that sucks about all of this. I think that's what stands out to me the most is you're 4 days away from Selection Sunday, and the men and the women's basketball program on the cusp of playing in their tournaments and getting a chance to do something special and maybe unprecedented. And it will, if Fred Hoiberg wins his first game, it will not show that Trev Alberts was the athletic director when he did so.
Yeah.
And it's to some degree that's too bad, but to some degree it's kind of like, okay, well, you don't get to eat your cake.
it's like if you step back a little bit, and sure,
John, it's the first day. We don't get to step back.
Football's king. We know that, especially here.
Yeah.
The rest of the Nebraska athletic programs are in a really, really good place.
Yeah.
Look at Nebraska women's basketball was just in the Big Ten tournament championship. Nebraska
Probably should've
men's
won.
basketball is getting a double bye and is going to have their best chance maybe ever to win a tournament game. Nebraska women's soccer just had an incredible run in the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
Volleyball is
Volleyball's
obviously
still really
a
good.
juggernaut.
Yeah.
Like every other
You just
sport
got the
is in a
first-
great spot.
Yeah, you just got your foot in the ground to get all these projects started too. It's just it felt like everything was on an upward trajectory, and I think that's why.
How's Rifle doing? Rifle any good?
Bowling
team's pretty good.
Actually, when I was on my flight back from Vegas earlier this year or last year, I was on the flight with the rifling team. By the way.
The
I was gonna say, the
top
rifle-
10 wrestling team, like everybody else, I mean, outside of football, is really good.
Well, the rifle team is actually doing really well right now.
All right, good.
They placed third in their last tournament.
Yeah, it's one of those things. The Creighton aspect of it, like the timing around the signing of Mac and the extension with this news is probably just sticking that much more than Nebraska basketball fans' craw today.
Yeah, it is an interesting dichotomy there, right? Like one athletic department has had tremendous consistency top to bottom. They don't change coaches very often. They keep the good coaches in-house. They don't go anywhere else, even if they've got bigger job offers. Ohio State.
Looking at you, Ted. Thanks, Theodore.
And the other one down the road can't seem to keep anyone's butt in their seat. Like,
yeah, it's one of those things that, and maybe that's a correlation to the Mac to Ohio State, the Ted Carter thing to Ohio State that just makes it another direct path. But it's one of those things that like from the outside, from your point, stepping back to 10,000 foot view, it just looks like this university is too big to fail. And then they just keep stepping on their own foot week in and week out. It's just they can't get out of their own way to some degree. And to me, I think that yes, it absolutely stings that he's a former Husker and he left. It absolutely stings that he said he wouldn't rather be anywhere else and he left. But it's also he was so far it's a short sample size, but has been doing an incredible job and has all of the athletics headed in the right direction right now. Now, is that a direct reflection of Trev Alberts or is it a direct reflection of the coaches? I guess only time will tell. There's a case it could be both, but I mean, it just feels like Fred Hoiberg has figured some things out. Is that directly related to Trev Alberts? I don't know if it is. I don't think it hurt, but I don't know if it's a direct apples to apples comparison.
Yeah, Trev hired one of those coaches.
Yeah, correct. And,
The
he's the only
others-
one with a losing record right now.
Yeah. Well, Mark Manning's been the wrestling coach forever, but Amy Williams was a Bill Moose hire. Fred Hoiberg was a Bill Moose hire.
Will Bolt
Yeah. Was a Bill Moose hire.
Bring Bill Moose back. Give him the job back.
I mean,
let him write the book.
We threw cold water on Bill Moose because of Scott Frost and Fred Hoiberg to a certain extent.
But listen, and Bill Moose was never going to hire anybody else as the football coach, so that's not really on Bill Moose.
So, I mean, but I think it's the other stuff around the programs, like the stability that was brought to everything. Now, you can say, okay, women's basketball's got a situation, and they certainly have a
They
situation.
definitely do.
And that is yet to be settled. But, you know, like we said, the stadium project, the outdoor volleyball game, the winning across all the other sports.
Say that one again.
It's been an incredible couple of years with him at the helm.
Yeah, we got to get to Lucas Gabriel, and just aforementioned, this is actually pre-recorded, so I'm going to tell you to pay attention to the college basketball games this week at the end of this. Not to leave it off on a positive note by the end of the day, but I guess we should. But just a reminder that Lucas Gabriel's men's basketball team at Bellevue University is in the NAIA National Tournament. You can catch that broadcast for free via the Sooner Athletic Conference, the SAC Sports Network, available on most smart TVs. You can download the app. We're going to talk to the head men's basketball coach at Bellevue University and get his thoughts on Langston and their big matchup as the 16 seed taking on the 1 seed in the NAIA. When we come back, if you missed that segment, check it out, soundcloud.com/afterhours1620. It was brought to you by Going Vertical Omaha. Going Vertical is the premier training facility in the Midwest, working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way up through the pros. And if you have an athlete in your life that's not getting the attention they deserve from the college level, head over to goingverticalomaha.com tonight and register for their combine-style testing. We'll even give your athlete a 3 to 5 minute interview in our podcast studio that will help the coaches around the metro area see their personality as well. Check out goingverticalomaha.com tonight. We'll be right back with Lucas Gabriel here on 1620 The Zone. Hey, but it's Jimmy Allen here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Wedding season is almost here, and if you got a big day coming up and you want to make sure you look good for it, stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. They personally dressed me for my wedding. My brother-in-law stopped by Jerry Ryan, got dressed for his 12 groomsmen. They fit everybody. They could take care of your wedding party as well. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, 78th Dodge. Get your suit game right. Make sure your closet looks good for game day as well. Jerry Ryan's been dressing Omaha for over 50 years.
There's never been a better time to choose a new career path than right now. Hi, I'm Tracy with Papillion Sanitation. If you're at a point in your life where you want a career and not a job, Papillion Sanitation is the place for you. From 401k options to opportunities for career advancement, come make Papillion Sanitation your future. Check out papillion-sanitation.com today to apply and make a change for the better. Papillion Sanitation, equal opportunity employer.
Are you looking to be part of a winning tradition? The Bellevue University Bruins could be the right fit for you. Whether on the court or on the field, track or course, our student athletes strive and succeed. This year, Bellevue teams and individuals have combined to win 11 conference championships, with 8 teams qualifying for their national tournaments. Plus, nearly 50 student athletes were also named to all conference teams. Find out more about our tradition of excellence at BUBruins.com.
It's Pro Time, Nebraska! The Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, have exploded into the scene with record crowds and a fan experience that is second to none. Witness world-class talent at the CHI Healthcare Center in downtown Omaha. Have fun with family and friends and get to know this team and feel the energy that they are bringing to Nebraska. Don't wait to be a part of history. Secure your single match tickets today at supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Fresh air, softball, baseball, basketball, grilling burgers, and the warmth of the sun on your brand new deck. It's the finer things in life that make it enjoyable. Forsman's Finest Decks can come build you a deck, put a cover on it, and give your house that facelift that you and it deserves. Head over to forsmansfinest.com to have your dream experience this summer. Forsman's Finest Decks, building the finest decks in Omaha.
Are you ready to elevate your taste buds? Look no further than Pepper Jacks, your go-to destination for bold flavors and endless choices. Dive into their mouth-watering rice bowls, crisp salads, hearty Phillies, savory burritos, and loaded nachos. What sets them apart? Complete customization. Choose your base, proteins, toppings, and sauces for a personalized culinary adventure. At Pepper Jacks, it's not just a meal, it's an experience. Unleash your cravings and savor the bold tastes at Pepper Jacks today. Life's too short for bland. Spice it up at Pepper Jacks.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to boosting reviews, fixing maps, to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixbygbp.com for our $99 special offer. Click fixmygbp.com for more details.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with after hours. Thursday is spaghetti night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Pro volleyball season is here in Omaha. Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee have partnered with the Omaha Supernovas. Right now, when you stop by any Omaha area Hy-Vee and pick up 2 12-packs of Coke, you can get a third one free. Plus, if you need to stay hydrated, do it with the all-new Body Armor Zero Sugar. You can get 10 for just $10. Coke and any Hy-Vee, keeping the Omaha Supernovas super.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Wrapping up the show here on a Wednesday night on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Papillion Sanitation. We're joined now by Lucas Gabriel, the head coach of the men's basketball program at Bellevue University. Last time we talked to you, Coach, you guys had punched your ticket to the NAIA tournament. Now we know the destination and who you'll be playing. Unfortunately, you draw the 16 seed and you have to head down to Langston. Fortunately, you're very familiar with the Lions and kind of gave them all they could handle just a few months ago before this thing really got rolling for you guys. How do you feel about the draw, and what does travel look like for your team?
Yeah. First off, I'll talk about the draw. I think when you go to the national tournament, no matter who you play, you're going to play a really good team. There's only 64 teams left in the country still practicing. So we're one of them. So we're happy about that. Like you said, we're familiar with them. We know what they do, and we have film on how they want to guard us and how they want to guard our offense. And I think that benefits us, so we can make adjustments, and obviously it benefits them as well. But we're a much, much, much different team now than we were back in November when we played them. I'm not sure if they can say that about themselves. So that's a little feather in our cap, and hopefully we can use it to our advantage.
When we talk about seeing a team for the second time in a season and how much different you guys look now compared to early December, what did you see that you feel like you can maybe exploit from this Lions defense, and what do you think they may change up just as in anticipation of what they saw from you guys the first time?
I don't think that they'll change anything. I think that they're 29-1 or 30-1, whatever it is, and I think I just watched their championship game from a week ago. They're playing the exact same style
defense, playing the exact same rotations. They're doing exactly what they were doing back in December, running a lot of the same sets. So I don't think that they'll change anything. I think they got the philosophy of if it ain't broke, don't fix it going right now, and they are on a tear. They're number 2 in the country, and like I said, they're 30-1 this season, and I think they're going to just stick with what got them here. Whereas for us, we're playing a completely different lineup. Our subbing patterns are completely different. Our guys way back when we played, we had so many new guys. We didn't even know our own offense. I go back and watch the film, and it's kind of like, what the heck are we doing here? So
Sure.
it's just unbelievable how bad we were back then. So, and how much improvement we made to now. So we're excited about that. Our only downfall or thing that we're worried about is Big Emar Vincent, our starting center. He hurt his knee in the championship. We do not know if he's going to be available. He's not practiced since the championship, so not having him hurts us. But even still, we're excited about the opportunity and to see how our adjustments work against what they do.
Who were some of the guys that have jumped off the tape to you from Langston that you have you up late at night?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you start with Anthony Roy, the two New Mexico State transfers, the big kid and Anthony Roy, they obviously are former high level Division I players, and now they're playing at our level, and they score a lot of points and get a lot of rebounds. And you talk about looking the part. Their whole team, they get off the bus and walk in the gym, and it's just jaw dropping how physical they look. They just walk in. It's the width of their shoulders, the length of their arms, their size. I mean, they play people, Jimmy, and they just overwhelm them at times. I mean, I believe we are one of only 2 teams in the country that played them within 5 points this season. Everybody else has been, 15 points or worse, basically, for the most part. So, we feel good about the fact that we're one of the only teams that's played them tough this year. Everyone else, they've basically just ran out of the gym, and and they're certainly capable of doing that to us. Let's not kid ourselves. They're number 2 in the country for a reason. But I think that we're capable of doing some things too. So it'll be interesting.
Who is the most important person if Emar Vincent's not available from that 5 position for you guys on this trip?
Well, Nigel Wilson's got to have a good game for us. Nigel plays 20, 22 minutes a game for us. We're going to need him to play well. And we're going to need to get minutes. We have another center, Terrence Kraft. He hasn't played a ton this year, but he's getting better and better. From last he came in last spring as an early enrollee and was pretty raw, but he's 6'11" and he can really run and jump, and he has gotten better every single day. And I'd said about a month ago to our assistant, I said, if Emar and Nigel weren't playing so well, we would be giving Terrence good minutes. It was just that we didn't change the rotation because we were playing so well. But Big Terrence is ready to step up. He's been waiting for his opportunity, and now he's going to get it. So, I would say those are the 2, though. Without Emar playing, we need those 2 to hold that position down.
We're talking to Lucas Gabriel, the head coach of the men's basketball program at Bellevue University, getting ready to take on Langston, the number 1 team in his side of the bracket. And as you alluded to, the number 2 team in the country. We talked about this matchup, but I mean, obviously we're hoping for a lot more basketball to be played after this Friday. But have you had time to reflect on the season? I know we brought it up with you the last time we were here. We start 2-9. You get on a run, you win the conference championship, you win the tournament championship, and now in this situation. Have you had time to reflect and kind of take inventory of what this season has been and the success you've been able to achieve towards the end?
Jimmy, I haven't done that, to be honest. I feel like we can keep going, and I feel like we're so much better than our seed. And unfortunately, we had that 2-9 start, and that's why we have the seed we have. But I think that anyone that has seen us play over this last 6 weeks knows that we are not the caliber of a 16 seed. And
this is a really bad draw for Langston.
To me, if I'm a number 1 seed and I see that you're playing us, I'm not happy about that. I think we got to be one of the best 16 seeds that have ever played in this tournament. So normally the 1-16 game is a complete blowout. But I don't think that's what it's going to be. I think we're going to give these guys all they want, and we're excited to prove that we should be seated higher. But we really shouldn't. I shouldn't say that. We should not be seated higher because our bad start to the season warrants our seed, and that's so we put ourselves in this position, and we got to dig ourselves out of it. But we have our shovels and we're ready to work, and we have our hard hat. We're ready to do what we can do. We're not going to just concede anything and say, well, a 16 seed's never beaten a 1 seed in this tournament, so we're just going to lay down. That's not our mindset. We're going there to try to win this game, and we have the mindset that our season is going to keep going, and we're putting all our energy and effort toward that. So we have not done any reflecting whatsoever. We are, guns blazing going forward right now.
What does travel look like, and when does the team get ready to leave?
Yeah, so we will leave actually tomorrow. We practice today. Tomorrow after practice, we will get on the bus. We have a charter bus. It's about a 6.5-hour ride down there. We'll be staying in Guthrie, Oklahoma, which is, about 12 minutes from the Langston campus. So yeah, tomorrow we will get on the bus right after practice, head down. We'll find a good place to eat on the way. And then on Thursday, we will practice on Langston's court as they're hosting the first 2 rounds of this tournament. And then Friday morning, we will get a shoot around their court as well. And we'll have one last film session. And Friday night, we'll lock horns with those guys and see if we can give them a run for their money. I know everyone in the NAI world saying we have no chance, but we'll just have to see about that.
Is there anything in particular that you guys are doing maybe for a send-off that maybe anybody that's listening that's Bellevue alum or maybe just a fan of the program that come down and kind of wish the team well on the way out?
You know what? I hadn't thought about that. I've been just so worried about us trying to win this game. But
you've been a little busy.
Yeah, but if anybody would like to send us off, we're leaving from the bus is picking us up at the Glass Building on campus up top at 3:30 tomorrow, and we'll be leaving. So if anybody does want to send us off, you're more than welcome to come say goodbye and wish us luck, and we'll take all the good vibes we can get. So yeah, 3:30 tomorrow we will be leaving from the Glass Building.
I know we've talked about it, and Coach, you're 10-0 when I've been on the call, and we tried getting something set up for me and Mick to be able to come down and call the game, but the way that the NAI tournament doesn't allow traveling teams to bring a play-by-play crew with them, but we won't be there, but we will definitely be watching as well as everybody else, and you can check it out. You can watch the game on the Langston's YouTube page. It's just youtube.com/Yank Langston basketball. Easy for me to say, to watch the Bruins, the number 16 seed, get a chance at the national championship and play the number 1 seed in their bracket in the NAIA tournament. Coach, thank you for your time today. We know you have a busy schedule, and good luck, and hopefully we're talking to you next week and talking about more basketball.
That means we're going to the Sweet 16. So I will more than welcome the opportunity to talk with you again, Jimmy. That'd be great.
Coach, we'll keep the seat warm for you, and we're looking forward to it. Good luck.
Thank you, Jimmy. Okay.
That's Lucas Gabriel, the head coach of the men's basketball program at Bellevue University. If you missed his interview or any of the show today, check it out at soundcloud.com/afterhour1620. It was brought to you by our friends at Pyramid Roofing. If it's getting a little drafty in your house, or maybe you need to replace those windows before spring gets here, let the number 1 roofer in Omaha 12 consecutive years go take care of your roof, your windows, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. For Dan Campen and John Schreiner, I've been Jimmy Allen. Enjoy your Wednesday evening, everybody, and hopefully you catch some of the men's basketball action going on this week.
Did that trash or recycling truck roll by your house without stopping again? Hi, I'm Megan with Papillion Sanitation. At Papillion Sanitation, trash and recycling is our passion. From residential to commercial, we've cleaned up Omaha and surrounding areas for more than 30 years. So if your home or business needs reliable, friendly trash or recycle service, check out papillion-sanitation.com today and see how our customer service and professionalism can't be matched. Head over to papillion-sanitation.com to upgrade your trash or recycling service today.
The dream of playing the sport you love may be closer than you think. The Bellevue University Athletic Department proudly sports the best scholarship funding among NAIA programs in the state. To compete with the best, we need to recruit the best. All incoming freshmen earn a $5,000 scholarship when they enroll at Bellevue University. Learn more by looking us up at bubruins.com and reach out to your future coach today.
It's Pro Time, Nebraska! The Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, have exploded into the scene with record crowds and a fan experience that is second to none. Witness world-class talent at the CHI Healthcare Center in downtown Omaha. Have fun with family and friends and get to know this team and feel the energy that they are bringing to Nebraska. Don't wait to be a part of history. Secure your single match tickets today at supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vests, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan, we bring out the best in you.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Graduation season will be here before you know it, and you can have the 402 barbecue truck come to your party or event you're hosting. Stop by the Brick and Mortar on 84th and Spring and try the food. Then, when you get the craving, come back and book the food truck to be the caterer for your event. Graduations, company outings, community events, they do it all. 402 Barbecue at 3027 South 84th Street. Stop by today and grab lunch.
Fresh air, softball, baseball, basketball, grilling burgers, and the warmth of the sun on your brand new deck. It's the finer things in life that make it enjoyable. Forsman's Finest Decks can come build you a deck, put a cover on it, and give your house that facelift that you and it deserves. Head over to forsmansfinest.com to have your dream experience this summer. Forsman's Finest Decks, building the finest decks in Omaha.
Are you ready to elevate your taste buds? Look no further than Pepper Jacks, your go-to destination for bold flavors and endless choices. Dive into their mouth-watering rice bowls, crisp salads, hearty Phillies, savory burritos, and loaded nachos. What sets them apart? Complete customization. Choose your base, proteins, toppings, and sauces for a personalized culinary adventure. At Pepper Jacks, it's not just a meal, it's an experience. Unleash your cravings and savor the bold tastes at Pepper Jacks today. Life's too short for bland. Spice it up at Pepper Jacks.
How powerful is Cox Fiber? Powerful enough to let your band members in Vegas, Phoenix, and Omaha jam like you're all in the same garage. Introducing Cox Fiber, from the company with America's fastest download speeds. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, always building better. Analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data. Fixed median download speeds. US Q3 2023. Limited availability in select areas. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions may apply.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Shop ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.